bookworms. I'm Alex, and I am so glad you're joining us today. We are at a very emotional turning point in The One and Only Ivan.
I'm Ben, and you're right, Alex. This section, The Final Journey, covers the chapters More Boxes Through Good Boy. It's the end of an era at the Big Top Mall. We're going to look at the worth learning sentences and the vocabulary that really bring this ending to life.
Let's start with more boxes. The tone shifts immediately when Ivan sees that metal crate. He says, I gaze at the huge, shadowy box, and suddenly I understand how Ruby feels.
It's a heavy moment because of his past. He follows that with, the last time I was in a box, my sister died. It really sets the stakes for his fear.
For the vocabulary here, we have casually, adverb, which means in a relaxed or unconcerned way. The example from the slide is, Bob licks his paw casually even though he is sad about Ivan leaving. It's like he's trying to hide his feelings.
Then there's shadowy, adjective, meaning dark and full of shadows or mysterious. As the slide says, the shadowy box in the middle of the ring looks like a monster to Ivan.
Moving into goodbye, we see the final moments with Julia. She tells him, This is my last night, Ivan, as she leans against the glass.
And Ivan's internal struggle is so relatable. I want to say something to her, to tell her it will be okay, but I have no words.
In this chapter, we learn belongings, noun, which are the things a person owns. For example, George gathers his tools and other belongings into a small bag.
We also have reluctantly, adverb, meaning in an unwilling or hesitant way. Our example is, Julia reluctantly walks away from Ivan's cage for the very last time.
Now, the chapter Click introduces a new way of living. Ivan observes, the clicker is a promise. It means I've done something right. Then,
And he notices Maya's approach. Maya is patient. She waits for me to decide. It's all about trust.
the vocabulary for this part includes willingly, adverb, which means of one's own free will. For example, with the help of the clicker, Ivan finally enters the box willingly.
And reinforcement, noun, the act of strengthening or encouraging a behavior. As the slide explains, Maya uses the marshmallow as positive reinforcement for Ivan.
In the chapters An Idea and Respect, Ivan thinks about his legacy. He says, I want Julia to have these. I want her to remember, referring to his special paintings.
He also has that quiet moment with Mac. Mac and I look at each other. We are both older now, and the world has changed.
The first word is acknowledge, verb, meaning to accept or admit the existence of something. For instance, Ivan and Mac acknowledge each other with a silent nod before they part ways.
And subdued, adjective, meaning quiet and rather reflective. The example is, the mall felt subdued and lonely on the final night.
Now we get to the actual departure in photo and leaving. Ivan's goodbye to Bob is the heart of the book. He whispers, You are the one and only Bob.
And then he gives away his most prized possession. I hold not tag out to Bob to help you sleep, I say.
For vocabulary, we have limp, adjective, meaning lacking internal strength or structure. For example, Not Tag was a limp rag, but she was still Ivan's most prized possession.
And confusion, noun, a lack of understanding. As the slide says, Bob looks at Ivan with confusion when he is handed the stuffed toy.
Finally, we reach the last chapter of this section, Good Boy. Maya encourages him by saying, Good Ivan, good boy, Maya says, when I lumber into my box.
And as the medicine takes effect, Ivan says, I want to see what happens next, but I am sleepy, so sleepy.
Our last two words are lumber, verb, which means to move in a slow, heavy, awkward way, perfect for describing a gorilla. Example, Ivan begins to lumber toward the open door of the metal box.
And heavy, specifically referring to eyelids that are difficult to keep open. As an example, Ivan's eyelids grow heavy as the sweet drink begins to work.
What a journey! Ivan is finally leaving the mall, but he's leaving so much love behind.
He really is. We hope these sentences and words help you feel the weight of Ivan's final steps towards freedom.
Happy reading, everyone!
See you next time.